We're gonna do a quick Jedi Belt today. I'm taking a break from that thing to work on this thing. What I got here is just a couple of quick pieces. Let's see if I took a big piece of leather, I threw it in my laser cutter, did a bunch of etching on it. None of this is strictly needed. You can just have a pouch. Jedi pouches are kind of annoying to work with because they're hard to find. You know, ones that you like. So I'm going to make one. And this is how we're going to do it. Let me bring you in a little closer so you can see where we're going. Today I'm a hand channel fancy. So the first thing I'm going to do is this piece here with all the laser work on it, which is absolutely stunning. I love this. I'm going to glue onto here. Before I do that, I've got a couple registration marks so I can line everything up nice and perfect. I mean, if you got a laser cutter, might as well use it, right? No point in having it if you're not using. So step one, cover both of these with contact cement. There's going to be a lot of more hardware on here. A lot of more. So start one step at a time. Well ventilated area. Contact cement is blah blah blah. Toxic and all that other stuff. So we just glue. Let cure. A lot of people say dry. Dry is not the right term because we don't want it to dry. The only thing you can do with a dried contact cement is use it as a primer for the next layer of contact cement. You want it to cure. This piece of lumber is an extra piece of lumber because I'm going to cover it in contact cement. You don't want to cover something you like in contact cement. It's just something to keep in mind. It is real easy to absolutely ruin something you love because you weren't paying attention. Of course, that's true in all of life, I suppose. So now we're going to give it like about 5 minutes. 5, maybe 10. It's cold out, so it's going to cure much slower. And of course, I am in a non-heated garage, so there's only so much I can do. Nice, lovely, rainy day. So, we let it go. We aren't fully cured. Still a little on the top, but that's alright. Everything else is cured. So, we'll line everything up. Got a couple of pegs for this. Come on. Well, a little more complicated than I wanted it to be, but sure, why not? Get in there. It's always something, right? Let's try and line it up as best we can. Seems to be good. Look at that. There we go. I like that. The bottom one gets top snap. Everything's all nice and neatly lined up. I hit it real hard twice. And that looks really nice. This top one, this is an interesting design. My buddy Greg showed me. He had a pouch that was made very similar to this that I just fell in love with. Gets a one of these. I could glue this. This is a flap that goes on top. I'm not sure if I'm going to glue it yet or not. I probably don't need to, but I could. You can do 3, I suppose. Nah, I like 2. Still on the fence about this one. I might make it narrower. Excuse me. So the key to all of this stupid stuff I'm doing is to not get locked into one particular vision. You can't just, oh, it's either this or it doesn't exist. You have to constantly be willing to expand what you think you want. Adaptability is our primary tool in our arsenal here. The only reason I'm adding an extra flap underneath is so the snap has something a little more to catch with. But I want it as non-existent as possible, because this snap isn't going to be snapped very often. Now for my drill bits. Something to be said for being prepared. I'm going to record a video. Let's forget everything over here. Yay. This video is one of those, oh yeah, I keep meaning to do that videos, by the way. This video is going to be a little more freeform than normal. That's alright. It's got an interesting look. I might have to trim the leather up. It's a nice thing about doing this with couch leather. If I need to trim it, I just can without worrying too much about anything. That's good. That's neat. So the next part is going to be attaching the sides. The sides just get attached just like everything else we just did. Or not. With contact seam. I'm probably going to stitch it later, but not right now. So I want to give myself a little bit of a seam allowance. A little bit of a seam allowance. I'm not giving any numbers because none of these are set in stone type of numbers. Just random junk I'm doing. It's more the flow of the creative process as opposed to a step-by-step of the creative process. Middle and middle, just so I know where to stop. You'll see pouches like this all over the Ren Fair. This is how they make them. Except they do it a little better because, you know, they're professionals. I'm not. Just a dude making costumes in my garage. Again, we give it about 5-10 minutes, let it cure. While I wait, have a nice frosty beverage. Screwdriver for those wondering. Apparently I did not hit the record button. So there we go. Pressed it down, hit it with a hammer bit. We're going to let it cure for a little bit now. Just press the edges together. I might bust out the sewing machine, see if I can sew it. This leather and my machine usually don't get along, and what the hell. Alright, we're going to hit this real quick. I just got a little loop, right? Drilled a couple of holes. This is to build up the leather so the snap's got something a little more hefty to grab onto, and for visual interest. This is the mate to this one. Figured before I move everything and set up a sewing machine, I should take care of this real quick. This shouldn't take me but a second. Perfect. Now we're going to move everything and put up a sewing machine, because why wouldn't I? That worked remarkably well. Neat. So, back to a hand channel. I've marked. Let's figure out what that is. 3/8. Mark 3/8 all the way around everything. Doesn't have to be 3/8, this is what I marked. And like we just did, going to apply contact cement, let it cure, and then stitch it, because apparently this was relatively easy this time. This one's going to be a little more complicated because, you know, inward fold and wants to collapse on itself because it doesn't have a roof yet. Just take your time. Not too much time, of course, because, you know, you don't want it to cure on you. Now a good chunk of this edge is getting cut off. Probably like at a 45. But I'm going to scallop it and I'm going to wait till the other part is on. So, there we go. We let it be for a little bit. That should be the end of the glue. Yes, I said that like a question because I'm not quite sure. But, 5-minute cure. Enjoy a nice frosty beverage. Enjoy a nice frosty beverage. And see you back in a few. Alright, I want you to miss out on this one. Luckily the glue is still a little damp, which lets me move this stuff around a bit more than I should. Normally with contact cement, done is done. Luckily that's not the case with this. Primarily because it's leather. Leather's way more forgiving than most other mediums. Clip. Click. I'll be your safety belt. There we go. That gets closed onto that. I was originally going to bring this around all the way to there, but I don't like that idea now. So, we sew. Just like we did with the other side. I'm going to give it a minute. Let it cure up. I might do that little scallop I was talking about right now. Now we'll stitch it first. We'll try it from this side this time. Do things a little different. Just for fun. You still see? No, you can just see my arm. Alright, we'll go this way then. Just gotta make sure you keep your glue line lined up. So, there we go. Do a little bit of trimming and see where we're at. We're almost done. Got to put an eyelet or a rivet on this. This was the design that really intrigued me the most about this style, because it makes putting it on and off the belt super easy, because there's a snap here for that. And I find that fascinating. Not fascinating, but fascinating. I am legitimately intrigued. I'm not just trying to make a pun. Did I lose it? Nope, it's right here. So I have eyelets. Just go in. Little washer pieces that go on top. Now you can't see any of it. Looks a lot like that. See, makes a nice little eyelet. But once it's all closed, this can snap on and off to make putting it on the belt so much easier. That's it. That's pretty cool. If I were to do it again, I'd make this taller, just so it's easier to hold things in. As it stands now, if I want to put my wallet in there, I'm not really worried about it falling out. It's just a little too small for my phone. Seems to be the way. It is the way. Let's meet me over at camera 2. Camera 2? They're all camera 2. Yeah. Put some foam in it. Bulks everything up. It makes it look fantastic. I'm super, super happy with this belt pouch. A couple things I'd change. Make the size a little bit bigger. I'd move this snap up a little bit just so, you know, it didn't encroach on the Phoenix any. But it looks fantastic. I love this filigree on top. That looks super cool. I'm very happy with it. I could also just bring the snap down more. That would also completely fix the weird look I've got going on, which I might do. I don't know. We'll figure it out. As it is right now, I'm happy with it. It's going to look fantastic on the Jedi that I designed it for. I might brown it up a little bit because he's more brown than red, but he's got a lot of copper on him. So I think a nice red pouch really going to offset. I'm happy with it. It's good. Go do your part to bring balance to the Force. Be a good Jedi.